Alright everybody, just like I promised, out with the old, in with the new.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff with Epic Beard, and today we are going to give a full review on the Smallrig AD-01 tripod. Alright, to get into it, the AD-01 tripod, Smallrig claims that it's a heavy-duty tripod, and they have it marked as an affordable price of $159 and some cents. It was affordable. I bought it a little over a year ago, and I used it primarily in motorsports. So there's a lot of beating up that you do, riding on a scooter, holding it, walking to different spots on the track, a lot of up and down, a lot of panning, a lot of tilting, just everything you possibly imagine that you would do with a tripod. I done it with this tripod. When I first got it, I got it in January 2023, and well, I thought it was going to work the way I wanted it to. I go to Daytona for the Daytona 200 in March of last year, and there was no way to control the resistance in the pan. So in the AD-01 head, it's got one little tightening piece, and that's it. So too loose, like one extra turn too loose, and there's no resistance. If you do a little bit too tight, then you have too much resistance, so that doesn't work at all. Tilt was fine, not complaining about that. So the second time I used this tripod, and this was at Road Atlanta a few months later, same issue. My footage looked horrible because it's so jittery. Because on my camera I use, I have the Canon R5, I have my monitor, and then I use the Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter lens. So when you're at 300 millimeters plus, any slight movement that you need without resistance, it gets amplified into the video. So with that being said, I started looking at different tripod heads, and what I came up with, I saw that Smallrig had the DH10, which is a little bit more heavier duty, and I figured Smallrig to Smallrig, it should work, right? Let's take a look at this DH10. All right. So before we look at the DH10 head, I have the AD-01 head in here, which is the box that the other head came in, fluid head, and I will take it out. And as you can see, you have your little resistance knob right here, but there's no other way to really control the resistance for panning. So for me, as a motorsport videographer, this head does nothing for me. Now, let's fast forward to me ordering the DH10 head, fluid head. Here's the tripod right here. Gotta open it. Here is the DH10 fluid head from Smallrig. As you can see, it's got the resistance ring here, which is great. Nice smooth fluid head for panning. What's not great is the last time I was at the track, I was in Brainerd, and my resistance knob came off. That's right, the little piece to set the resistance from the tilt, it's gone. I had to use vice grips right here to tighten it and loosen it to get my thing because I was in the middle of nowhere, Brainerd, Minnesota, trackside, and not like I can order the piece right away, which we're going to get into ordering here, replacement parts or a replacement tripod here in a second from Smallrig and their infinite wisdom, I guess. So hopefully we're going to see if this resistant lockdown will fit on this one. Here we go, let's find out. So I'm going to unscrew it. There it is. Make sure I got my little washers that come with it. Put it back on here. Put this fluid head over it there. Good thing I kept that and didn't get rid of it like I normally do. Here's my handy dandy vice grips. Let me lock this down. Loosen that up. So there's that. That screws out. Let's put down this one back in. Hopefully it's got the same thread pattern and it'll go. Look at that. Doesn't work. Or maybe I just was almost cross-threading it. Let's try it again. There it goes, going in. And that's about as far in as it goes. So that tells me now I am gonna have to go and get some kind of epoxy and take the old piece and try to epoxy that to the other knob in hopes that it works, because I need it for this weekend when I go to VIR, which is Virginia International Raceway in Danville, Virginia. So here's that piece, and hopefully I can make it work. If not, I'm gonna look ghetto AF because I have to use vice grips again just so I can use my tripod. As I save money to get a new one after the season, because as you can see, Smallrig is not very reliable. I'm sorry. I like to believe in a brand. I like to support a brand. But when I email this brand asking them for help on either a replacement tripod or the replacement parts, I would like some help. So when I first emailed Smallrig, I asked for new feet because they wore out. The rubber feet wore out, so I had to get a fix for that. And then I lost some screws around the top here, so I reached out to Smallrig and I said, "Hey, Smallrig, is there any way I can get these replacement parts?" And they got back with me within 24 hours and they said, "Yes, we can send you the replacement parts. Each rubber foot will be $4 a piece, and then for the amount of screws you need, there'll be $1.50 each." And I was like, that's ridiculous. So I went to Home Depot and I found the parts that I needed. Do they fit perfect, the rubber feet? No, they were a little too big, so I had to put some gaff tape, make it a little bit bigger, put them on, worked fine. Found my own little screws, put them in, works great. So my reply back to them was, why would I want to spend $32 plus shipping to get these replacement parts when I was able to go to Home Depot and I spent $8 to get the parts that I needed, and it works fine now. So then I also wrote back, I said, you try to say you back your product, and I've had nothing but issues with this tripod, especially with the head that you said that is a heavy duty tripod head, which has no resistance ring. So I bought your DH10, which was another $150 some. I said, if I would have known I would have had to replace that the original tripod head with a new tripod head, I would have just bought a better tripod. I would have gone with Manfrotto or something like that, where if I'm going to spend $350 plus, at least I know there won't be a catastrophic failure when I'm in the middle of using it. And I say catastrophic failure when I have to use vice grips to tighten down this. That's catastrophic because now I have extra things I have to carry. They wrote me back. Oh, I said, can I get a replacement, tripod? And they wrote me back and they said, yes, can you please send us your invoice so we can see how long ago you had purchased the product. I said, okay. So I got my invoice. I bought it from B&H. I buy 90% of all my stuff from B&H. Great company. I love it. I sent it in. I get a reply back from Smallrig. Because you didn't buy this product from us through our website and you bought it from a third party, we will not honor the warranty / replace your tripod. And when all this stuff came together, and it's the first time I was having issues with it, I was right before the 1 year mark of buying this tripod. So I wrote back to them and I said, oh, okay, well, if I would have known that you're not going to honor the warranty because I bought it from a third-party person, which is one of your dealers, B&H, then I will probably never buy Smallrig again, and I will go with another company. And for my tripod, I am out looking for suggestions besides Manfrotto on a reasonably priced, anywhere between $300 to $1,000 tripod that's going to be reliable. So please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and then leave a comment. Let me know what tripod you would suggest to do motorsports that is pretty tough, and I can be a satisfied customer with that brand instead of Smallrig. I'd greatly appreciate that. Oh, and also, I would like to give a shout out to my buddy Jim Whittam. He is the founder and main person for Vet to Track. And what Vet to Track is they bring veterans in and they get them set up to either work on a race team with MotoAmerica and or bring you out to track days and teach you how to ride a motorcycle on a track for like racing and such. So it's a really good program. I back it 100%. And if you are a veteran looking for an outlet such as that, great camaraderie, and you'll have a lot of fun, I can guarantee it. This is one of the shirts from Vet to Track. So reach out to them, Jim Whittam, and have a good day. Till then, keep out there and do your thing. Make the magic. Video. Do whatever it is you do. Peace out.
Alright, so Smallrig just didn't do it for me. Took me a year of abuse doing motorsports to realize that it doesn't withstand the rigors of what I needed to do. So I went with the Surrey tripod. As you see, right there, look at that.